Hey YouTube, Jeremy Wright here with the Arkansas Planet Aquarium Club, and I'm showing Tank D, which is a 20-gallon tall, roughly Asian themed tank. If we are to peer into the depths, you will see that there is a Buddha face lurking down in there. And also on the back wall, we have a Chinese menu as a backdrop. Uh, Not too easy to see right now, but yeah, it's there, and that's what it is, and I think that's funny. So, the last time I was sharing this tank, I had noticed a couple of things. First off, I noticed that somehow we got a single cull guppy stuck in here with the white clouds. And I had just started pulling out cherry barbs because I noticed that somebody in here was breeding, and I thought it was the white clouds, not the cherry barbs. Turns out I moved the wrong fish. I should have been catching the white clouds and moving them out. Actually, it probably wouldn't even matter given the situation, but there are a couple of young, I say a couple, I just saw one young cherry barb, singular, down in here. And kind of my reasoning for being over here peering into this tank today, right now, is that I was just looking at the top of the tank and removing some of the really heavy floater canopy, which is just a requirement in a tank like this. If you've got a lot of floaters, you have to do that from time to time. And I was looking down here, noticing some of these small crypts and this little Proserpinaca, some of the other small plants down here. And I just wanted to give them some more light. So I was peeking down in here going, dang, that crypt is beautiful. I wish some of these other crypts would catch up. They probably won't without me giving some root tabs and also, giving them the light that they needed. And they've now got that. So this tank has a lot of light. So Domia panel light plus a Higer, and it's just this heavy barrier of floaters, and I just removed a lot of them, like a lot of them. And now we can actually see a little bit down into the tank. And honestly, I don't want that heavy curtain of floating plants up here. It's just that they were here because, for one, I didn't have another indoor place to keep Salvinia minima. And I always try to keep, even though it doesn't seem like it's all that important, I try to keep an indoor place going for all of my floating plants, even though they grow outside in bins. You never know what kind of disaster might happen. So eggs in more than one basket, right? You've probably, if you're a long time watcher of this channel, you've heard me say that many times. We keep our eggs in multiple baskets. That way, not if, but when disaster arises, you're safeguarded against it. So anyone who has multiple tanks, if you suffer from multi-tank syndrome, use your multiple tanks wisely. Divide your stuff up, and you will safeguard yourself from impending doom. Now, one thing that I think is kind of strange, haven't seen cherry barb babies. I actually started recording because one was like right up here in the forefront, and then as I started looking around for my phone to start recording, it disappeared. They disappeared. It disappeared. And that's just what it is. Doggone it. But that little cherry barb fishy was looking good. Like, it was looking really good. And I know that they've bred more than once in here because I've seen fry of 3 different sizes. And if you look back a couple of weeks, probably 2 weeks, maybe 3, I was peeking down through the top of the tank and finding itsy bitsy fry, like tiny, tiny fry. And I think it's, that might be a good reason to remove that male gup. Just find a cull tank and drop him in there. He's not supposed to be in here, first off. He breaks the Asian theme, right? I mean, Proserpinaka breaks the Asian theme too, but Hornwort breaks the Asian theme. European Spiral Vow breaks the Asian theme. But people are less likely to notice that than they are a guppy. So I will kind of try to see what can be done about some of this stuff. Maybe just looking up at a different angle, I'll notice the little fishy. But I've got a feeling he's going to be hiding, he or she, going to be hiding. And the one I'm really looking for, hey Buddha, the one I'm really looking for is the largest of these fry. That's like, there it is. Like, you see that? Yay, that's what we were looking for. That's what we're here for. That's what we have founded. That's what we are not focusing on. Yay. So, yeah, cherry barb. That's the big one. And I mean, I'm kind of happy with that. Sorry for that keyboard reflection. One day I'm gonna move that thing. It might be the day. It might be the day. Because I'm kind of sick of that thing being a reflection in this tank every time I try to record it. But, yeah. This is the largest of the cherry barb fry. The smallest of them, I don't know. I'm assuming that lots of the smaller ones, sorry for that. I'm trying to move around a little bit. Get up on my knees. So that guy is, you know, not, well, I'm gonna say finger width. He's finger width now. So, probably 2 months old, just at a guess. And others, don't know, not knows. Let's see what we can find. Generally, if I'm looking down through the water like this, specifically like at one of these frog bit plants, it just makes it really hard with those reflections right now to see. But usually I can peer down through these little areas, and every once in a while I'll see a small fry. And I'm just assuming they got picked off by the guppy, just being real. Now, maybe not, but probably. So I think, given that, oh man, on this note, we're gonna go to another tank real quick. Okay, so this is the tank that the cherry barb adults moved into. And that's a problem, for one, because they were a breeding pair and I thought it was the other fish that were breeding. That's just me being dumb, right? That's just me being dumb. There's nothing to say about that, other than that was me being dumb. The second thing is, last night somebody gave me 2 additional common goldfish, and they're probably in the back of this tank somewheres. I don't know where. Oh, there's one. This is gonna be kind of hard to catch on video, but there's kind of an orange thing in there. Yeah, that's a goldfish. So there are 3. Oh, and there's the other one. Right now they're scared because there's an angelfish that doesn't think that they are, you know, buddies. So the angel has to move out of this tank. The cherry barbs have to move out of this tank. I need to wipe the diatoms off the front glass. And So when I set this tank up, it was going to be a goldfish breeding tank, and then I just had other things going on. I didn't go buy any more gold angels, excuse me. But right now, the angel and the cherry barbs need to move out. I don't know where. I've got another 55 that's empty right now that I'll probably set up as an angel tank, and then maybe put some like mutt guppies in there just as something else. But for now, dang, these diatoms is hanging out up here really bugging me. So I think I'm gonna shut off the recordies for now. We're gonna wiggle back over to this tank. So those cherry barbs are gonna come back in here. And Mr. Gup Gup is gonna leave. And hopefully it will just be the little, somewhat peaceful Asian fishy tank. And beyond that, what's up? Probably put some root tabs. I think it's time. Usually once a year or so, I come down into some of these areas and put some small root tabs, like especially under the crypts. And who knows, Proserpinaca might be able to use that. I need to read about some of the nutrient uptake mechanisms that Proserpinaca palustris employs. Now, I'm under the impression that it's probably more of a root feeder than some things, but it's a stem plant, right? So I'm confident that it's uptaking at least a good little bit of its nutrients from the water column. I haven't proven that to myself yet, so I'm gonna do some researches. But yeah, that kind of stuff. And then who knows? Maybe I will start plucking some of the things like pearlweed and hornwort out of this aquarium. Anacharis, Elidea densa, what I should have said. And even eventually I'll remove the floaters, because this tank, I don't want it to have floaties. I want it to have a bunch of really heavily planted bottom stuff doing its feng shui-ness all by itself without interference from this stuff. Now it will definitely change some, not having all of these lovely roots. That's kind of cool. Like I like the root thing, but it's gonna change. That's some of how my plans are to begin changing it. So that's it for tank talk for today about Tank D, the 20-gallon Asiomatic tank. Catch you later. If you enjoy this sort of thing, give me a like, subscribe, drop some comments. I'd love to hear from you.